Here we go. Yeah. Welcome to the Blockchain Report. We discuss all things blockchain technology, crypto assets, DeFi, NFTs, and much more. Today is your news wrap-up. Well, weekly crypto news update. I haven't decided whether I'm going to do this bi-weekly or weekly, or just weekly, but depending on what I have going on during the week. But I do want to do at least one live stream in sometime during the week and go into the markets a little bit. We got some cool stuff to cover today. Market cap, man, 13,000 coins. Market cap just under $1 trillion. Bitcoin dominance 38%, ETH 16%. This has dropped quite a lot over the past few months. ETH still down pretty good. And you check the markets, check the charts actually. Give you a little daily dose. Just kind of holding right here. We got the rate hikes right here and right here. I don't know. There's a lot of funny stuff going on. There's a tight range, but we'll see if we can break up on out of here before we get a big dump. But I think by the end of the year, we'll be down here. So just my thoughts. But other than that, we'll jump into some news and a new token launch, Aptos. I mean, that's a daily, but we look at the 15-minute, we'll go shorter. I mean, look at this. This token launched yesterday and went up from $2, where is that, $2.75 when it opened, to a high of $22.64. Damn. So if you were lucky enough to get one of these airdrops and you could sell in time, I got airdrop, but I wasn't able to claim it until it was well down here into the $7 range. But I'm just gonna hold it. Nice little chunk of change, but we'll see how this goes. I have some good hopes for Aptos, even though it's backed by some hedge funds and a bunch of kind of questionable players, but we'll see. So is Solana, and you see Solana actually, let me make sure I'm not covering up the screen. Oh, don't want that. I want to make sure I'm not, okay. Here, I'll put myself down here. So Solana actually was backed kind of similar, big hedge funds and VCs, and you see it went from $2, some change, $1, all the way up almost 260, about almost 260. So nah, we're back down to 30, but you just never know. And if you get essentially free tokens, I mean, you do have to put in some work to get them, but it requires minimal effort for the rewards that you receive. But anyways, we'll jump into it. Aptos unveils its much anticipated mainnet valued at $1 billion. So Aptos debuted its mainnet today. This was a couple days ago on the 18th. Wait, what is today? I thought it was, their mainnet launched 2 days ago, and they airdropped tokens yesterday. So the result of 4 years of technical development and a $1 billion valuation, with a secret sauce concocted into the depths of Meta and a goal to provide the safest and most scalable Layer 1 blockchain, the well-known exchange FTX, a shareholder in Aptos, has already declared that it will offer APT token on Wednesday. And if you don't know where to trade Aptos, you just look for it on here. Look, already number 59. And you can scroll down to right here, the markets. You can see Binance, Huobi, FTX. That's funny because where's it at? KuCoin. Oh, KuCoin's right here. Okay. It's just not as much volume. But yeah, all these different exchanges you can trade on. And so Aptos plans to revolutionize smart contracts. It's the most recent high-profile attempt to create the ideal blockchain for smart contracts, code that supports the vast world of NFTs, DAOs, and DeFi, and has been dubbed by many as a potential Solana killer. Now, everyone tries to claim that these networks kill other networks when we should really be working together to keep it a robust system and not just this project's going to kill that one or this one's going to kill that one, because what's that going to do to the growth of the industry if you're trying to destroy other chains and other networks? You want to work together in a collaborative way. But despite intermittent disruptions that allowed even more recent competitors like Aptos to enter the market, challengers like Solana are making headway with significantly faster transaction speeds than Ethereum, or TPS, transactions per second. While Ethereum has advanced slightly or significantly after the merge, Solana has made significant headway. So this layer 1 was backed by VCs and created by Meta. It was, who is it? I don't remember if it was the head of Libra that changed their name to Diem, but the Facebook-backed project. Yeah, they moved to create their own blockchain with other partners and investment firms. So there's a lot of big money at play, and when you get big money involved, it doesn't always go the normal way. There's a lot more manipulation. So Aptos in testing asserts that it could process 130,000 transactions per second compared to 30 transactions per second for Ethereum. The Move programming language, which is related to Aptos and promotes scarcity and access control, is also essential to the developing Aptos ecosystem. And the upcoming venture was anticipated for months. Now I'll do a separate video on the airdrop and covering the tokenomics and stuff, but there's a 4-year lockup, or at least a year lockup, 4 years for some, and it's a vesting schedule, and it's this whole thing. So and when Aptos launched, there was a big flood, so the network wasn't handling the transaction speeds that they said they would be able to handle. But I mean, it's a day old. What do you expect? I mean, they should have that stuff done in testing, but real world use case is much, much different than a testing environment where everything's ideal. But yeah, keep a lookout for that. I'll do a video probably tomorrow on maybe tonight, I'm not sure yet, on my Aptos airdrop that I claimed. And yeah, and if you didn't know I did a video on this, actually, we'll go to the YouTube channel right now and go to your videos. Oh no, I don't want to go to the studio. And where is it at? Yeah, right here. 2 months ago, Aptos airdrop strategy. And that I followed Olympio on Twitter and went through his whole thing. But yeah, if you followed that, you were able to get this airdrop. It's now sitting at about $1,000, considering. But that's not a bad little payday for just a little bit of work. So we'll see how this goes. Hopefully it'll hit Solana heights. That'd be ideal, man. On to the next one. FTX A16Z backed Aptos blockchain is off to a sluggish start. And kind of following off of that last one. basically transaction speeds and tokenomics disappoint on the first day of transactions. For the Solana killer chain run by ex-Meta employees, can this protocol gain the trust of investors? Don't let your first day set the tone for the rest of whatever it is you're trying to accomplish. And let that just be a lesson. Because nothing ever starts out, I mean, I don't want to say nothing, but a lot of stuff doesn't start out smooth sailing and off to the races. It can be clunky at times. And working in tech and being an engineer and seeing how all this stuff develops, it's a mess. It's a big mess on how things get structured and put out there. But yeah, this is just don't be caught up in the headlines of all this and having fear that the network isn't going to work, or this blockchain's not going to work, or this project's not going to work. But unless there's some major red flags, like their code has some backdoor that can allow them to withdraw funds, and I don't know, just some weird shady stuff that can really get you, that can really raise some questions. But only real big questions I have for this project is how long before this turns into just a dead chain. But hopefully not. Hopefully it's like a Solana and it can contribute to the network and not slow it down or cause more issues. But we'll see how this turns out. I'll be covering Aptos, and I'd like to do a more in-depth dive on it now that it's gaining more popularity. But Anchor announces partnership with Aptos, becoming one of the first RPC providers for the blockchain. And I don't remember what exactly RPC was it remote procedure call? Basically, when a computer program causes a procedure to execute in a different address space, which is coded as if it were normal procedure call without the programmer explicitly coding the details for remote interaction. So essentially you have a network. Let's say you want to get into the Aptos network. Well, you can't do it on here because it's not part of Ethereum blockchain. It's its own network. But you see Fuji, Moonriver, Arbitrum, Optimism. These all have their associated RPCs, and the chain ID. But the RPC is linked to that network. So you can switch to different networks and access different decentralized apps, whatever their ecosystem has. It's like Arbitrum's ecosystem will be different than Moonriver, and Moonriver will be different than Ethereum, but their RPC will allow you to access that network and that host of applications. So Aptos is already getting partnerships. So Anchor will become one of the first remote procedure call providers to Aptos, and it's poised to help several developers to make the best out of Aptos. And yeah, just some more news on this. By partnering with Aptos, Anchor has just become an RPC provider for 19 distinct blockchains. So an RPC, by the way, makes it possible for applications to interact efficiently with the blockchain. So that's cool. At least you're getting some stuff active on here, partnerships on Aptos. But keep an eye on it. Keep an eye on it. Some more of this this Mango exploit that we had last week. And the Mango Market's exploiter stated his actions were legal. And yeah, this is kind of funny. So no doubt exploits in the crypto industry have been on the rise, with attackers becoming more inventive in their approaches, and a pretty penny has been lost through and a pretty penny has been lost through this in time past. So Avraham Eisenberg, a self-acclaimed digital dealer, reported himself and his team to be responsible for this attack on the Mango markets. The hacker exploited the Solana-based platform for about $114 million through organized manipulation. However, he has proclaimed their actions legal via a series of tweets. In one of them, he said, "I believe all of our actions were legal, open market actions, using the protocol as designed, even if the development team did not fully anticipate all of the consequences of setting parameters the way they are." And in a way, you know, code is law, and if you exploit it when you're not essentially, I mean, I can see how it could be legal. It's still shitty. It's still stealing, so it's still illegal, but I don't know. It's kind of hard to go against code as law, and if somebody fucks that up, then that's where you have to have audits and rigorous testing and experimenting and test networks. So in another tweet, he described the exploits on the platform as a highly profitable trading strategy. However, it is believed that Avraham has participated in similar attacks in the past, where he's accused of defrauding Fortress DAO investor of $14 million. Whoo! That's a lot. The DeFi platform reached an agreement with Avraham via a community vote. A crypto lawyer thinks these hackers could be made to face their consequences of their actions. However, use of the platform reportedly agreed not to prosecute their actions following the community vote scheduled by the platform. Based on their agreement, Avraham and his team are to retain $47 million and return $67 million to the exchange. I mean, that's a good payday, dude. $47 million? And you won't be prosecuted? I mean, holy shit. That's beautiful. And say what you want, man. That's that's an amazing come up. That's an amazing come up. You get these, essentially that's a bounty. Like I stated in a previous video, these hackers will come in, whether they were paid actors or not, to find these exploits. They'll get to keep, a good chunk of the money that they hacked, just because it would cost the protocol maybe 100 times more if they actually got hacked legitimately, had they not had that vulnerability exposed earlier on. So if you're a hacker, look for some of these bug bounties. They can be pretty lucrative. So was the Mango exploit really against the law? Let's reiterate that a legal trading strategy was used to execute the exploit on the DeFi platform. Avraham and his team funded the exchange with $10 million. Okay, so they put up the $10 million. Then they manipulated the protocol to inflate the Mango price token from 90 to 90 cents from 30 cents. This inflation subsequently boosted the hacker's collateral, and he could borrow more funds from the platform, then drained it of $114 million. Ever since the attack, a debate has ensued on crypto Twitter as to whether legal action against the attacker is necessary or not. So the founder of CrocSwap decentralized exchange stated that, "In my opinion, settling with the Mango exploiter was the correct move. It's very unlikely the exploiter would have been criminally prosecuted even if they were doxxed. To understand why, it's important to distinguish computer fraud from securities fraud." An attorney at Agentis, Ian Corp, also doesn't think a legal prosecution is likely unless SEC can classify Mango tokens as either a security or commodity. So that's pretty wild. That's pretty wild. Talk about a come up, man. So if you're in the space, if you're in the hacker space, look for some of this stuff. And also, there's I forget, San Francisco ETH Con or something. They're San Francisco ETH Global. So it's a hacking. There's a conference and there's going to be a hackathon if you're in San Francisco area, November 4th through the 6th, Palace of the Fine Arts. I will actually be not at this event because this is hacking, but yeah, Polygon, OpenSea, Optimism, Scale, WorldCoin, IPFS and Filecoin, ZeroX, ApeCoin. I'll be at the ZeroX conference on the 3rd, which is 2 weeks from tomorrow in San Francisco. If you're there, stop by, say hello. And yeah, that's if you're interested in that, just sign up and you can win prizes. So on to the next one. Speaking of optimism to introduce OpStack to resolve human coordination issue. I thought this was pretty interesting, seeing as how optimism is getting its feet underneath itself. I still feel that Arbitrum is going to come and take it as far as the layer 2s ahead of optimism. But yeah, the Optimism Collective today on Twitter announced the launch of OpStack, the technical complement to the optimistic vision of their ecosystem. The Optimism Collective, which has a lofty goal of addressing human coordination issues that crypto hasn't been able to address so far, think that ambitious goals necessitate similarly ambitious infrastructure. In line with this, they put effort into creating a new type of organization founded on the idea that people are more important than money and that having an effect is profitable. Yes, yes. People are more important than money. The more people you help and provide value for, the more money you'll get in return. It's just law, whether that's universal law or I don't know. I don't want to get too woo-woo and stuff here, but if you help more people and provide more value for them, it's just going to come back to you tenfold, hundredfold. And don't always think that you have to do things for money in return. Just do it out the kindness of your heart and just know that it'll come back to you in one way or another. But essentially, simplicity is vital in Optimism's design. Since abandoning the OVM for EVM equivalency, simplicity has been the primary motivator of Optimism's design architecture, and Optimism's EVM equivalency update from a year ago is still valid today. Optimism has been developing Bedrock, a next-generation modular architecture, for the last year. They said once it reached a state of stability, the magic began to work. The tweet expressed optimism by claiming that users cloned their program and updated it in ways they never imagined. And one case study on how Lattice XYZ transformed Bedrock into a crafting-based voxel game where every action was turned into an on-chain transaction, shown at DevCon 6. Oh yeah, I think that's the voxels game. They also described how a group of hackers created a version of Bedrock with a Game Boy emulator, replacing the execution engine, thereby creating a Game Boy roll-up. That's so cool. Fascinating initiative the Optimism has undertaken that are the outcome of a long-term wager on standardization, beautiful open source software. They contend that when one gives individuals a robust and adaptable set of tools, nearly anything can be constructed. So the stack, stack sect. I don't know what that. Well, so the OpStack SaaS, software as something, will mark the beginning of a flood of L2s and L3s that are incredibly compatible. The firm states that the OpStack is a collection of modular parts that can be combined to create unique chains to match any use case or op chains. Their top aim is to get the Bedrock update out to the mainnet as soon as possible, since the OpStack opens up a new realm of potential in the future. They predict an entirely new emergent structure will arise because of the strength of OSS. Additionally, they believe that the borders between the OP chains of the future will vanish thanks to the standard communications and sequencing layers, leading to an emergent composable network of chains that will eventually appear to end users as a single logical, the super chain. So Optimism conducted their tweet by welcoming everyone interested in learning more about OpStack, having fun experimenting with novel designs, and joining the Optimism Collective ecosystem. Later on, Optimism will provide additional details regarding its previous applications. So if you're interested in building on the OP network, you got a pretty cool ecosystem already, and it just is another reason to get you involved with another network, another project, and it's just good to have a lot of options with different use cases and different ecosystems. Azuki launches PBT to enable on-chain ownership of physical items. Kairu Labs, the creator of Azuki NFT collection, has released the PBT, the physical back token, featuring scan to own for on-chain ownership of physical items. So Japanese anime-themed NFT project Azuki has launched a new physical backed token, an open source token standard for tying physical items to digital tokens on the Ethereum blockchain. The news release was made public by Azuki in a tweet on October 17th. When announcing the token, Azuki described the PBT as introducing a new generation of storytelling and experiences using physical goods to create digital experiences. PBT introduces a new dimension to how brands tell stories. As a holder, you can build a collection that captures both the digital and physical, trade authenticated items, or participate in real-life quests. The bean chip scan to own. Oh, according to a video illustrated accompanying the tweet, Azuki will launch 9 golden skateboards. The first physical products fully authenticated on chain. Oh, damn. That'd be really cool. I wonder how much these skateboards are. So the first implementation of the physical back token will use the bean chip, a physical cryptographic chip that self-generates an asymmetric key pair. Azuki explained that the PBT enables the hardware to create an experience called scan to own, the mechanism used to tie physical items to digital tokens on chain without a centralized server. The bean chip enables the transfer of ownership between one person to another. In case the item is sold or gifted, the subsequent owner can simply scan to own the same physical item, thereby enabling the decentralized transfer of the PBT from the physical owner to the new owner. Bet. So let's see where this skateboard is. So yeah, you can send it back and forth. I want to see the skateboard. Interesting. Can I have the skateboard? When does it go on? It said the 21st. Yeah. How to get skateboard. So let's go to the website. I'd love to get a hit on these skateboards because I'd actually like to buy. Oh, that's Azuki. That's OpenSea. Yeah. More shop. Ooh, that's a sick looking jacket though. That's really dope. And I guess it's not there yet. Bean. Yeah. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Because I'd like to check one of these skateboards out, man. That's cool. How much are the beans? That's funny. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'd really like to get some of average price. Yeah, not bad. I'd actually like to get one of these skateboards though. That'd be fucking awesome. But we'll keep an eye on that. If you're interested in getting some physical items made digital and have true ownership, I'm gonna be looking at this a little bit more in depth, and I'll do a video on it, covering it. Maybe just try and create my own digital physical item. I think that'd be cool. I think that'd be really cool. But just a little DeFi and Layer 1, Layer 2 weekly recap. We got Uniswap, a decentralized exchange protocol operating on Ethereum, will soon be deployed on privacy-focused Layer 2 tool ZK Sync. The proposal was put forth by Matter Labs. It was pretty much passed with 100%. I think I covered this not too long ago. And yeah, this also follows Uniswap Labs' latest announcement that it raised $165 million in Series B funding led by Polychain Capital. And Aptos, after finally hit the mainnet after years of development. Obviously, some criticism with the rollout, and we will see how this goes. So there were also concerns around the lack of publicity of its tokenomics, despite the fact that most centralized exchanges already announced listing Aptos' native token on their platforms. Yeah, they didn't really have they weren't very transparent about their tokenomics and how they were distributing their tokens. And let me just go here real quick because they show their tokenomics, and I would like to kind of go up. The heck? That's weird. That's really weird. Aptos. Okay, that's Aptos Labs. Okay, that's a fake one. Aptos Foundation. So here we go. Actually, where is the tokenomics? They had a post with, yeah, tokenomics overview right here. So here we have, Mainnet was launched October 12th, so last week. The initial total supply of Aptos tokens to the mainnet was 1 billion tokens. And this is the breakdown, 51% to the community. So 510 million tokens, 190 million to the core contributors, 165 million to foundation, investors 134 million. And then the distribution cycle or schedule. So this pool of tokens is designated for the ecosystem-related items such as grants, incentives, and other community growth initiatives. Some of these tokens have already been allocated to projects building on Aptos and will be granted upon the completion of certain milestones. The majority of these tokens are held by the Aptos Foundation, and a smaller portion, 100 million, are held by Aptos Labs. These tokens are anticipated to be distributed over a 10-year period. This is the breakdown. So 1/20th of the remaining tokens for the community and the foundation are anticipated to unlock each month for the next 10 years. So they have a long rollout of this, and there's a chart right here that kind of shows that. So all investors and current core contributors are subject to a 4-year lockup schedule, excluding staking rewards if applicable. From mainnet launch, that unlocks according to the following schedule. No Aptos available for the first 12 months. So 3/48 of such tokens unlock on the 13th month after mainnet launch, each month thereafter up to and including the 18th month. 1/48 of the tokens unlock each month thereafter beginning on the 19th month after mainnet launch. so that all such tokens are unlocked on the 4-year anniversary of Mainnet launch. So today, more than 82% of the tokens on the network are staked across all categories, and a majority of these are currently locked in accordance with the distribution schedule above and not available for release. Note, both unlocked tokens that are available for distribution and locked, not available for distribution, tokens can be staked. So here's a little anticipated total circulating token supply for the next 10 years. And so that's for investors. This one's for the foundation, and a lot of this stuff doesn't come until, November next year. So core contributors, foundation investors, they won't get their tokens until a year from now, and it'll ramp up for, 3 years, and then kind of flatten out. It'll go up a little bit, but not as much as the community and the staking rewards. So that's a little breakdown of the tokenomics, and yeah, that's about it for Aptos. And on Friday, the Ethereum Foundation announced the launch of Shangdong, an early pre-Shanghai testnet that will serve as a testing ground for numerous Ethereum improvement proposals. Shanghai is Ethereum's next major upgrade post-merge and will introduce code that will allow network validators to withdraw their staked Ether. That's a big one, because there's a lot of staked Ethereum that people have had on the network for years, waiting for this ETH2 upgrade, and now they will finally be able to unlock it soon. But that's really about it. These other metrics, if you're interested in diving deeper into some of these metrics, I got some cool charts and stuff to look at. But any other, some more exploits. And it's just gonna hit a lot of these lesser known, like Moolah Market. I don't know what that is. And yeah, it's just some of these exchanges they're more susceptible than others, but. And with that, we'll check on the markets one more time, see what we're looking at. Not much movement. Check the hour. Could get some movement up, but I don't know. Just not really sure what's gonna happen. I wonder if we just kind of go up and down for the next 2 weeks. So 2 weeks from today, rate hike. See if it starts to bring us down. But that will be it for me today. I appreciate y'all for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.